It actually, I'd never read the book. From what I heard, though, stayed pretty close to the book, except for the Cosmic Turtle. So I read some. I don't want to spoil it too much.
If you want to watch this movie, you've already seen it, or you can pause it or skip. Well,
also, I guess the story doesn't change that much from like the TV series and all the other things you've seen. So the thing that I saw some criticisms of was that it opened up with a gay couple getting beaten to death and murdered.
Whoa.
And people were like, oh, that was just inserted because of millennial things. Turns out that was the original opening to the novel. That's how the book starts. And it's pretty gruesome and it's really hard to watch. I saw one film critic who he and his husband said that they almost left in the beginning because it was like too much to take in, because it was this couple that was like, Derry, Maine is like, typical like small town.
Yeah.
So this couple, they're not being like overtly gross or anything. They're just being a couple in like an affair, and I think they might like kiss briefly or something. And this group of teenagers is just not having it. I will say they did kind of like go on the far end of like depicting these like hateful teenagers, because like they're like toothless, like acne, like getting out of here.
I swear the little one was a girl.
I don't know, which is even funnier.
Which is even more effed up.
So anyway, this is really so that and like some other scenes that happen at the beginning of the movie, outside of the actual horror of Pennywise, are just dark like topics of like domestic topics. There's like spousal beating and stuff. There's very graphic suicide. Like it just kind of gets into like the dark sides of like before the horror movie even starts. And I mean, I guess
is there a reason for it? Does it play into the plot?
A little bit. So, well, kind of. Yeah, actually, it does a lot. So at the beginning, I didn't quite get it. Well, so the gay couple being beaten to death at the beginning was the reintroduced Pennywise, because the kids throw him into the river after they beat him to death, and Pennywise like eats him, and that's the reintroduction of Pennywise. Like wakes up.
Pennywise,
like I guess the blood in the water.
Gets him out of the water and eats him.
So the spousal abuse, all this other stuff. What I understand at the end of the movie, and after also watching some stuff about the book, because I think because the book is so big, there's like details that would have been helpful to have known in the thing, and like they're not missing from the movie. It's just that little things that you could probably conjecture, but like they actually say in the book. So whenever Pennywise like awakens, it kind of just awakens like hate in general, and so like the sequence of like all these horrific events happening is kind of like how the main characters are like figuring out like he's awake again and stuff, because it kind of reawakens like the worst parts of everybody. So if hatred. So if people were kind of like homophobic in that city, then they're like violently, and if husband is like kind of like not a good husband, then he becomes like a wife beater, literally, like and stuff. Like
I love the guy that plays Pennywise too in both of them.
Bill Skarsgård.
That dude from like what, Gotham or whatever, or he's a TV guy.
I don't know. Most people know his dad and his brother.
Yeah.
This is his first big role.
I wonder.
Gotham sounds right though, something like that.
Yeah.
What's wild about him is that I watched this afterwards. I was trying to figure out like if he actually had this or not. So if you ever see Pennywise, the new one, like one eye's always looking off, like in a different direction. And they said that the idea is that there's always one eye on the characters and one eye looking at the audience.
Oh, weird.
And then his lip is shaped weird, the thing. None of that is makeup or CG. Like, he's able to do that with his lip. That's why he got cast. He went into the audition, he did the weird thing with his lip, and they were like, oh. Like, and he does it on Conan. You can go watch the clips on Conan.
He looks almost like Pennywise in general. Yeah. Like, you look at the guy's face, you're like, ooh,
so he does the thing with his lip. And they didn't even know the thing about the eye. I guess they said the director, when they did the scene, they're like, okay, so in post, we're going to make your eye look like this. So just pick a direction and then make that consistent for the other scenes. And he's like, oh, you mean like this? And he's like, ah! And then they're like, they didn't have to CG it. He just does it on command. Like,
hey, if you like this clip and want to watch the rest of the podcast, go ahead and click on the top video there. But it'd be awesome also if you could give us a like if you like this stuff. And heck, if you didn't like it, go ahead and give us a down. That's cool. I mean, it's whatever, whatever.